This is 6-way paragraph number 100, a short career. With his expensive style and subtly mysterious imagery, Jean-Nicolas Arthur Rimbaud, the 19th century Frenchman known as the father of the Symbolist movement, had an unquestionably profound effect on modern poetry. The older poet Verlaine, greatly influenced by Rimbaud, drew critical attention to him. This helped place the young man at the head of the new literary movement that was stirring in France. But Rimbaud seems to have had little desire to lead the way. In fact, his life as a poet lasted only from the time he was 15 until he was 20. He spent his early 20s wandering through Europe in drunken debauchery, often ill or acutely poverty-stricken, and apparently writing nothing to fulfill the brilliant promise of his teens. Finally, renouncing his art completely, Rimbaud traveled to North Africa and became manager of a trading station, exporting coffee, gum, and ivory, and engaging in the profitable traffic of arms and ammunition. Scholars are certain that Rimbaud was aware of his growing renown in Europe, which resulted from the publication, in his absence of his poetic collection, Illuminations. Enthusiasts in France wrote to him, requesting his return to head the Symbolist movement. His choice was to stay in Ethiopia. Rimbaud died at the age of 37, having written nothing since his 20th birthday. His poetry continues to be the focus of critical attention and admiration, and is still a motto for poets, despite the fact that it was written by a teenage boy. Let's choose the main idea, broad and narrow. A. Rimbaud gave up poetry for business. B. Young poets such as Rimbaud have influenced generations of poets. C. Rimbaud wrote brilliant poetry as a teenager, but ultimately rejected his art and fame. Number 2. This passage is mostly about Rimbaud's A. influence on the Symbolist poets, B. a poetic style, C. life and career, or D. his debt to Verlaine. Number 3. According to the passage, while Rimbaud was in North Africa, his fame grew in Europe because A. a collection of his poems was published, B. Verlaine told critics about him, C. he sent his poetry to enthusiasts in France, or D. the Symbolists were using his poetry as a model. Number 4. The last paragraph of the passage implies that A. Rimbaud's poetry is noteworthy because it was written by a teenager. B. Rimbaud's poetry is less critically acclaimed than it was in his lifetime. C. It is surprising that a teenager's work was good enough to have had such a lasting value and influence. D. Rimbaud's work does not deserve the attention and admiration it receives. Number 5. The writer develops the story by A. describing Rimbaud's story, B. comparing Rimbaud to Verlaine, C. recalling other people's description of Rimbaud, or D. telling facts about Rimbaud's life. Number 6. As used in this passage, a focus is a point of attraction, one point of the points on an ellipse, the spot where everything is clear, the starting place of an earthquake. Enter your answers into Google when you're done.